Hello and welcome. I'm Kamla.
Meet director Ursula Meier, whose film Sister has been selected in the foreign language category for the 83rd Academy Awards, also known as Oscars, that's going to take place in 2013. Made in Switzerland, Sister stars Léa Seydoux, Kacey Klein, and Gillian Anderson. Out of the 70 plus films that have been selected in the foreign language category, there are about 10 women directors, and Ursula is one of them. We met her in San Francisco and we talked about her film as well as her film career. But first, let's take a quick look at a clip from the film Sister.
Mais qu'est-ce que t'as fait?
Hey you! Give me my things back!
T'as dit qu'il n'y avait aucun risque en haut, ça craignait rien.
So, when we think of Switzerland, we think of the Swiss Alps, we think of Swiss watches, Swiss banks, and Swiss chocolates. But your film deals with marginalized people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you come up with the idea for such a story set in Switzerland?
Yeah.
It's a rich people's country, that's what we all think.
Yeah, sure, it's one of the most rich countries around the world. But, you know, I really want to show another point of view on this country. And I think it's important because, yes, Switzerland for everybody, it's, as you said, chocolate, bank, money, rich people. But it's not, all the people are not in this situation. And you have also people who fight to survive also. And it was important for me to shoot this film in Switzerland, and I really want to shoot this money also because Simon, the character, like the money and like the Swiss money, you know, because it's like an island in Europe.
Money.
Yeah, money. Yeah.
Yes.
And Switzerland is like an island in the Europe, so I like to shoot this Swiss money. And but the film is more universal. I like that it takes place in Switzerland, but it's about our contemporary world. Of course, it's more universal about the world. The story could happen in US or in Brazil or in Asia. So it could be, and maybe that's why the film is released around the world. He released in all Europe, in Brazil, in Korea, in US, so because I think that people are very moved by this universal story.
So there's a human story, one
Yeah.
of survival,
Mhm.
one of love, and one also of lost people,
Yeah.
emotionally lost.
Yes, exactly.
So the story is about a brother and sister,
Mhm.
but there's a secret that we won't talk about.
Thank you.
So, and the brother, how did you find this boy who was only 12 years old
Yeah.
when you made the film?
Yeah.
So how did you find him?
Yes, he was in my first film, Home.
Home.
Yes, the title of the film is Home, English title, and he played the son of Isabelle Huppert. So he never acted before. He was 8 years old, and we made a big work before this shooting of my first film, and it was amazing work because I really want that he embodies the character. He not plays the character, but it really embodies the character.
Imbibe the character.
Exactly. And so we made a lot of work, but very empiric. I have no method. We try everything, every different way, and during months and months, and at last suddenly it works. It was amazing. He can do everything because usually when you work with a child, you stole something from the child at this moment. It's good for your film. So this child corresponded totally with the character, and that's why after that the child don't continue to make film because it was just at one moment. And with Kacey, I do the opposite. I really want that he understand what mean acting. So now he's really an actor. And for Sister, I work deeper. He was in my head during the writing process, and I really want to go deeper in the work, and I really work as a professional with as a professional actor.
So Kacey is the boy, and you're saying that he impressed you so much with his first acting, which was your film Home, and when you wrote this film, you had Kacey in mind.
Yeah.
And you built such a strong backstory that he became this vulnerable and cunning 12-year-old Simon. Right?
Yes.
Because he does a beautiful job. You know, the emotions in his face.
Yeah.
He's the stable one, whereas his sister Léa Seydoux, she is totally lost.
Yeah.
How did he get Léa? Because Léa is an upcoming and well-known actress.
Yeah.
We saw her in Midnight in Paris. We saw her in Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. She's the one with the diamonds.
Exactly.
How did you get her?
Yes, it's funny
And
because
she comes from a rich family.
Yes, sure. Yeah, it was a challenge, of course, because it's a very complex character, and at first time as a spectator we don't like so much because she do nothing, she don't work, and Simon do everything because have the money. So, and it was difficult for her at the beginning, and we talk a lot, and suddenly she understands the failure of the character, and she was so good. She want to fight for the character, and she loves the character, and she become to be the character. And I found her at the last moment during my writing. At the end of the writing, I was not very happy with the last part of the script, the Act 3. And I have an actress in my head, but I was not so sure. So I decided to make a casting, and I saw maybe 8 actresses. And I saw Léa at the end because she was on Mission Impossible at this moment. She was shooting. And when I saw Léa, I understand a lot of things about my character. It's funny because at this moment I really don't care with the social part of the film, because it takes place in a social situation, the film, but it's not a social film for me. It's more a love story. And with Léa, there is no social fatalities. You don't care about this social environment, and maybe his parents was rich, we don't know, and she don't look like a poor girl. So, and what I like with Léa is it's the same with Isabelle Huppert. I worked before. It's that you can feel the character, and you don't need a lot of dialogues to explain the background and the psychological aspect of the character. And with Léa, we can feel that she's very angry about boss, about man, and she has fed up with this world, and yes, and suddenly you can feel the failure of the character. The failure of the character. And sometimes she looked like 15, and sometimes she looked like 27, and that's great for the story of the film.
Yeah, and she clearly likes rich things, because when you show her with boyfriends, you show her with the Volkswagen, BMW, boys that have good cars.
Just good car. When you have good car, it don't mean that you are very rich, because you put all your money on the car.
Yes. And what was shocking is that in the film, that she does not question Simon at all when he steals and brings things, and he sells. She takes money from him. Why is it that we don't know much about both of them? We know that they exist at the foot of this luxurious ski resort in this very, I don't know if it's a bar house kind of a building, but it's not a very attractive building.
No, it's a tower. Yeah.
It's a tower.
Yeah.
And so the film is filled with symbolism.
Exactly.
And if we don't, but you don't have anything about the main actors other than the fact that they are 2 lost people, and the little boy has taken over the role of the provider.
Yes.
Why did you delete everything else about their life? Was that a deliberate thing on your part?
Yes, because I think it gives something more like a fable tale. Because this film for me is a fable, a fairy tale.
Sad fairy tale.
Yes. I think about Le Petit Pousset, about Hansel and Gretel, something like that. And so I don't want, because the film is very radical. You have this landscape, industrial landscape, the fields Simon across, and this locker he changed as a very rich ski boy, and this cable car, and here you have the very rich ski station. So this film is very vertical.
Yes.
And if I follow Louise in her walk and so and go in another location, you lost totally this very universal aspect of the film. It's very simple in this vertical view, and I like when you can feel the character and when you don't have to explain all the background and all the story, because and there is a twist in the film also, so it's difficult to speak about this part of the film. But
yeah, so you focus on the vertical, so
Yeah.
it's the vertical class structure. You don't use the word class, but you show the bourgeois and you show the people, the workers. Were you attracted to Marxist way of thinking at all, or socialist way of thinking?
No, but because it's so symbolic. Yes, you're true. It's true up and down. But I really try to give more complexity in this aspect, because I shoot also the seasonal, the worker seasonal in the ski station, the back of a ski station with a worker, and they don't have money to live. They sleep in very small room. So and in the landscape, in the tower, I try to go more in a Terry Fell and like Anderson fable, and so I try not to be too much miserabilis and to give more poetic aspect in this part. So, and I don't shoot the mountain as a beautiful mountain in the Alps. Just at the end, you see for the first time the beautiful landscape, the Alps and Le Mont Blanc and so. But during the film,
it's very tightly shot.
Yes, exactly. I follow Simon as a little ant who work. He's a worker also, I follow him with close up and so I am in the most beautiful place, one of the most beautiful places in the world. So I like.
But you don't show the beauty.
Yeah, just at the end, because the ski station is closed. He is alone. He played as a child for the first time. He cried for the first time as a child. He began to be a child for the first time, and he do nothing. And for the first time, he look around him and see how beautiful is it. But during the film, he don't look at the landscape because he's working. and so with this different aspect, I tried to go against the cliché, because it was so important to go against the cliché, rich, poor, and so it's so simple. And I try to give more complexity in this verticality.
Yes, it looks like one has to watch a film twice.
Yes.
Because the first time you see, you want to know what the story is about. And the second time, once you understand the vertical elements that you talk, and all your shots and the symbolism on vertical life. And then the backstory of, so the Scottish cook.
Yes, exactly.
The backstory of all the other people that you build.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. And especially Gillian Anderson, that was not fully developed, Gillian Anderson. What was her purpose? Why did you have that character in the film?
It's so important. It's a second character, but it's so important because it's a counterpoint. Yes, all the film. Because for Simon, Gillian, the character of Gillian, represents the phantasm of a mother. Everything he don't have.
Oh, the fantasy of a mother.
Yes, the fantasy
and then she
of the
rejects
mother.
him. She rejects him.
Yes, exactly. When he said the truth, she rejects him, and it's totally very hard for him.
It crushes him.
Yes, that's why I don't explain everything, but he revenge himself.
Oh.
And yes, she represents everything. She's a mother, beautiful. She comes from a foreign country. She speaks English, and she's very tender with
her two boys, her two children.
Two children, and she's like a picture. She's a phantasm of the mother.
So she's like a fairy tale mother.
Yeah, this is a fairy tale. Exactly. And he maybe fall in love with her. I don't know.
You think he fell in love with her?
No, like a child can be in love with a so beautiful woman.
Okay. And but the film was shot in Bulgaria?
No, home.
Oh, home was shot in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Okay. And you worked with Alan Turner?
Yes.
He's a well-known Swiss filmmaker.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about him? Because
no, I was very young. I was maybe 15, and I know that I live at the frontier of Switzerland, and he live just at the frontier in Switzerland, at the frontier of France. And I called him. I said I want to meet you. He said, okay, come. I was very young. I said, oh, I want to make film. He said, okay, just make a film school and come back. So I made a film school in Brussels, and I came back, and so and we loved together. And I was assistant on 2 films from Alain Tanner, and we are still friends. And it gave me a lot because it was my first experience after my film school, and it was so nice to be to learn from this so amazing film director.
So are you French or Swiss?
I'm both.
Oh, you're both
yes,
Swiss.
My father is Swiss German and my mother is French.
So you speak German as well as French?
No, I speak better French, but I can speak German.
Okay. And what was Mr. Turner's reaction to your film?
Great.
Mr. Tanner's reaction to your film?
Yes, for my first film, he loves them, and for this one, I don't know. I know that he saw the film, but we don't speak.
And how excited are you being nominated? This is only your second feature film.
Yeah.
And you're being nominated for the Oscars.
Selected. No.
Selected, yes. You've been selected. And then in January, I think you get to know who are the ones who made the cut.
Yeah.
So you're on the long list.
Yes, I'm on the long list.
But how excited are you about it?
No, it's a second time for Switzerland. I represent Switzerland with my 2 films. I represent Switzerland, so it's a big honor for me, of course.
Oh, even Home was nominated?
Yes.
Okay.
And so and the reception of the film is amazing around the world. So I'm very happy because the main character is just a child. Well, it's not a big budget. It's in Switzerland. It's not so sexy to come from Switzerland, because the movie from Switzerland is not so amazing usually. So I'm very exciting, really, and I'm very happy to follow the film and to present the film. And I have very nice, very good distributor. We work with love because he works with his heart, because he loves so much.
With his heart.
Yes, because he loves so much the movie that he really wants to
How
fight.
do you say heart in French?
Cœur.
Cœur.
Avec le cœur.
Okay, so he worked with his heart.
Exactly. And
you worked with your heart for this film?
Yeah, sure. Always, for all my films.
How did you get inspired for the film? Was there a character that you knew?
Yes, it's funny because at the first, I want to write again for Kacey Klein, because he worked on my first film, and he was in my head during the writing process. And also this landscape, I was very fascinated by this industrial plane and this ski station just up and this world. And it's funny because I have the idea. I think it's come from my imagination. This little boy, and during the writing process, one day I wake up and I say to my co-writer, "Oh my God, it's a memory. It's come from my memory. This little boy, this character with the teeth and so." And say, yes, why you don't tell us before? I say, I forget everything.
So you met somebody like that when you were young?
Yes, I was. I grew up in France, not far from Switzerland, just at the frontier, in the foot of Le Jura. It's a French mountain, and Swiss also. And so the ski station was just 10 minutes by cars. And so I go with. I was in a group of children, and one day the teacher of ski showed us a little boy. He was alone, and say, "Look at this little boy. Be careful with your equipment, things, yes." And because he's a thief, and I was very surprised because usually the thieves are down; they are not in a ski station. Because to be in a ski station, you need money. Yeah, this passport. This is like a passport,
yes.
And it's very expensive, and the equipment is also expensive. And this little boy was alone. He has no parents, no friend. He's skiing, but he loves to ski. He skis very bad. He skis very, very bad. But I as a child, I said to myself, who is this little boy? Why he need steal things? And
So you built a story out of that.
Yes, because I have a lot of imagination, you know, and as a child also.
And you read a lot of fairy tales too.
Yes, so I mix everything.
Hans Christian Andersen and the little boy.
Yes, and this little boy was forbidden to come at last in the ski station. We don't want him anymore in this place. So, and I like because there was no police, no. It's just they do their own law between them. In my memory, the police don't come. They say, okay, now you don't come anymore here, and you don't come. So, like in the film,
yes,
there is no police, no social worker. I don't want.
Yeah, that was the interesting thing. Nobody stops the boy from stealing and selling. It looks like everybody recognizes that he needs to live.
Yeah,
and that he needs to get money for food.
Yes.
And it looks like everybody is supporting him.
Yes, because everybody needs him also. The seasonal worker buy things.
Yeah, the seasonal
because
worker,
they need and they don't have money. So they ask questions, but they don't want to know too much about this.
Yes.
Everybody don't want to know too much because...
so everybody is colluding.
Yes, exactly.
To work. Yeah. What is your next project now that you've made 2 films?
Yes, I don't have a lot of time because I follow the film around the world. The film is released around the world, everywhere in Europe, Brazil, Korea, and so I have really no time now. I travel every day, and but I'm thinking about maybe a more commercial film and more maybe bigger film. So I just have idea, but I can't.
With Kacey.
Not for this one, I think for the next one.
For the next one?
The next after.
The 4th film.
Yes, we make a pause now, I think it's good for us. And maybe, I'm sure we will work together another time. But
do you already have a story for your next project? Do you already have a story?
No, it's
in your head?
Yeah.
So you wake up one day and come up with a story?
Yeah, maybe, exactly. Maybe, I hope.
Thank you so much, Ursula.
Thank you.
Thank you. And all the best.
Thank you so much.